Hey friends, here are 7 things that I had to unlearn after leaving narcissistic abuse. Number 1, if I'm not productive, I'm worthless. I felt this consistent pang inside of me, this anxious feeling every time I took a moment to even sit. I always felt like I needed to be on the go. I needed to be doing something. And because of that, I was so burnt out. And raising little ones, it was one of the most difficult times because I didn't take a break. The reality, the truth is that taking time for yourself, resting, is necessary. This is not a luxury. You don't get to sit down and that's a luxurious experience. No, you are required for your health to take a seat. Watch a movie. Oh, the dishes didn't get done right away? That's fine. It's okay, because are you okay? Because if you're not okay, but the dishes are done, what's the point? You're going to feel awful, and you're going to get to a point of just spiraling and burnt out and all of these other things. Resting is not laziness. And unfortunately, survival mode makes us hustle. Okay, so we're grinding because we are always feeling like we are on pins and needles, having to do more, give more. Number 2, if someone was upset, I must have upset them. The truth, it's not my responsibility to manage someone else's feelings. It's not your responsibility to manage someone else's feelings. Now, of course, if we've done something to offend someone, hurt someone, we should take full accountability. We should do what's right, make it right. And of course, a conversation is needed, and hopefully the person that is offended speaks with you about it and you guys can resolve it. But if someone's just in a shit mood and all of a sudden you are the person that's holding on to that burden, feeling like you have to make things right, that is such a trauma response because we're so used to trying to keep the peace within our environment where trauma was existing. So what does that mean? That means in outside experiences, we are constantly gauging how someone's feeling, and we are taking that on as our own personal burden. We must have done something wrong. We need to fix it. And no one is responsible for anyone's emotions other than themselves. So that was one of the other hard things. All of these are hard, okay? All of these were really hard to unlearn, but the point of it is you can unlearn it. It takes time, give yourself grace, all that jazz. Number 3, if I speak up, I'm going to be abandoned. The truth, what I didn't realize is I was already abandoned when I kept silent. I was constantly betrayed or, interacting with people in my circle that didn't really have my best interest at heart. There's no freaking way. Yet I was blinded to that. I felt like abandonment was going to be the end all for me. And here's the thing, silence doesn't keep you safe. It actually just makes the perfect environment for people that don't have your best interest at heart, don't really care. Maybe they're opportunists. I don't know. Whatever it may be, it's the perfect environment. When you're silent, they know it. Hey, this person, they're easy. They're chill. They're chill. But when someone's disrespecting you or crossing boundaries, there is no chill. You don't have to be chill, okay? Because you can set your boundaries and say, I don't like this. But when we're silent, we allow this type of environment to grow. So speaking up was when the clarity happened, and those that were not meant to go onto the next phase of my life, it was shown. Was it hard? Yeah, because you're grieving the existence of what was, what you were used to. And now you're having to accept that not everyone is meant to go with you on this next journey. Number 4 of what I needed to unlearn is that love equals tolerating pain. Love is not pain. Love may take work on communication, work on, trying to be your best self, work on being a team and making the best life for yourself and working together for each other. Love is not about giving 100% and the other person giving nothing. Love is reciprocity, okay? Love is not about you suffering so that someone else can just be completely awful to you. Number 5, I need to be needed in order to be loved. Overgiving is a trauma response. We are always trying to fix the issues, and by fixing those issues, we feel like there's some peace that may happen. There's going to be calmer waters. And us feeling needed, that we have purpose. We feel like, I'm meant to be here. And the truth is, you feeling like you're needed does not mean that you're worthy of love. You're worthy of love regardless, because the love that you seek externally is actually sitting within you. Literally sit with that for a moment, because this one's a hard one for me, at least. And it was realizing that the love that I wanted so desperately from the people that hurt me the most, that love was always within me. I just wasn't aware. I wasn't acknowledging it. I was so focused externally that I wasn't understanding what it meant to love myself. And by loving myself meant that I had the capacity to love others deeply. Number 6, that healing is linear and I should be over it by now. And I believed that for so long because I was told that for so many years. Move on, get over it. Stop opening the wound. What? That is the most cruel thing that you can tell someone who has endured trauma, for them to get over it. You have no idea what the situation is, but for someone to say, move on, is heinous. It's awful. And it only perpetuates this belief that there's some type of time limit on healing, and there isn't. And the truth, you will feel the pain of betrayal and hurt and the difficulties that you went through for your entire life. The difference with healing is that you learn coping skills and you learn how to look at it from a different perspective. You're able to process those feelings when they flood in, because things like triggers and flashbacks of various things that have occurred, nightmares, whatever it may be, those don't easily go away. We learn to manage them. We learn to regulate our nervous system. But this idea that healing is linear and it's just something like you reach this certain time and all of a sudden it just dissipates. It doesn't work like that. It stays with us. It lives in our body and it stays in our psyche. It literally changes our brain chemistry. And, as much time as it took to get to that point, it's going to take even longer to get to a point of balance and groundedness. And number 7, if I set boundaries, I'm the problem. And manipulators, abusers, oh my gosh, they are so good at making you believe that if you set boundaries, you are a problem. You're difficult. You're too much. And it's important for us to unlearn that, because you setting boundaries is about you protecting yourself. They don't want you to protect yourself. They don't want you to love yourself. They don't want you to have the awareness necessary in order to identify somebody's shit behavior. Because by you identifying stuff and you being able to be firm on your boundaries, that disrupts their whole plan. That disrupts their entire manipulative plan. Why would they want you to set boundaries? Instead, they're going to make you feel guilt and shame about setting boundaries. You're not fun. You're being an issue. You make a big deal out of everything. I mean, the list goes on. But when I unlearned that, oh my gosh, let me tell you, I'm setting boundaries left and right. And it's not about causing an issue, and it's not about hurting anyone else. It's about actually respecting and loving myself. And I don't put myself in situations where I don't feel like I'm welcomed or I don't feel comfortable, and I don't have to give an explanation, and you don't either. So I hope this is helpful. Let me